So today I would like to show you how GIS and AI can help you improve your business continuity operations. To do that, let's look to a very familiar scenario. Hurricane Michael is approaching the East Coast, and you have hundreds of stores at risk. Now, in this kind of scenario, the key question is, what is the potential operational impact on my business? Typically, to answer those questions, I will need to perform multiple analysis and queries. That takes precious time. But now, what I want to show you is how you can use the new ArcGIS Pro AI assistant to speed up that process. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this very complex question, and that basically seeks to evaluate the operational impact. We want to know what is the potential impact in terms of sales and employees that are going to be impacted. So here you can see that we have a total projected loss of more than $6 million and almost 2,000 employees that are going to be impacted only in those areas where the wind speed of the Hurricane Michael is greater than 110 miles per hour. All right, so I can take this report and send that to an executive. Now, if I want to create a map, I can go ahead here and say, hey, show me the impacted stores, please, so I don't die in the AI revolution. And then what the assistant is going to do is going to take that question and then it's going to show me where are those stores. Again, if you notice, this is building on top of the previous questions, right? It's only showing me the stores within those areas where the wind speed is above 110 miles per hour. Now, what I would like to do is I want to assess our emergency response capacity to support the community, especially our employees. So what I want to do here is I'm going to ask the AI assistant to filter these stores and show me only those that have a disaster response mobile unit program activated. So if I pass that query, now you can see that I went from 8 stores to only 3. All right. So now, knowing that, I can go ahead and ask the assistant to show me who are the employees that live within a 10-mile radius around each store. Now, for the sake of the demo, I want to show you how the assistant is able to create features. So for example, here I'm going to ask to show me this 10-mile radius around each of these stores. I pass the query, and now we have the radius. These are buffers, basically. Now that I have that, I can ask the final question here. And you can see that I will ask for all the employees in this area. I pass the query, and once the assistant interprets the query, builds the query, now now I know exactly who to contact and where to stage resources. Now, crucially, this capability scales. So executives can ask these same kind of questions in a web browser without needing a desktop license. So you can see here that I am displaying only the stores within those areas where Hurricane Michael has wind speed that exceeds the 110 miles per hour. Okay, now let's move to a different scenario. Now we are going to go to the West Coast, and I want to focus on an area that is pretty familiar to many of us, the Palisade areas. Now, I want to assess the impact of the Palisade fires on my business. However, I don't have the fire perimeters in my database. But I know that ArcGIS allows me to connect to the Microsoft Planetary Computer, where I can navigate through multiple sensors and filter the information based on specific dates and get the latest image that I can use for further analysis. In this case, I'm going to get this Sentinel image for the palisade area. Once I get the image, you can see it here. There you go. Pretty quickly, you can notice if I zoom in that those perimeters are almost recognizable. I can see them using my own eyes, right? Now, I have two options here. I could delineate these perimeters manually, or I can use a different tool. Now, if I do this manually, this is going to take precious time. I don't want to do that. So instead of doing that, I'm going to go to my portal, and I'm going to take advantage of the hundreds of deep learning models that the ArcGIS AI ecosystem provides. I'm going to focus on those models that will help me with wildfires. And you can see that, let me just type this well. You can see that we have this pretty burn scar segmentation model. Okay, so with a couple of clicks, I just can perform the inference and I will trigger the classify pixel using deep learning tool. I'll take my image, I'll take my model that is coming from the Living Atlas, and if I run the tool, I will have the perimeters. Okay, so we have accelerated the process to get actionable data. Now, let's go back to the business impact. We are going to use the generative AI toolkit, which, by the way, will help me to leverage my own organizational AI models. In this case, the Azure OpenAI model, GPT 4.1. If I run this tool, now I can display which stores are within the area of the Palisade fires. You can see how these stores have been selected here on the map. Now, my last question will be to show me all the customers within 5 miles of these stores. So if I turn on my customer layer, you can see it here populating, and now you can see those customers within 5 miles. And that's my impact list. Now I can proactively contact these customers to offer support at the moment of their greatest need. So the main point is pretty straightforward here. Users can leverage ArcGIS and AI to accelerate their processes, and ArcGIS provides them with a complete ecosystem of real-time feeds, imagery, and AI-powered tools so they can focus on the most essential element during an emergency: time. Thank you so much.